in transit.
In today's video, we're in Asebu exploring the free lands. We're going to be talking to Karen King. She's going to be walking us through her home and sharing her journey of moving to Ghana with us. Hi, Karen.
Well, hello, how are you?
Fine.
Akwaba.
Thank you.
So glad you were able to come.
So glad I was able to make it.
Yeah.
So just to start, we want to get to know you a little bit. Can you just tell me a little bit about yourself and who you are?
Sure. So my name is Karen King.
Okay.
And I am I grew up in Washington, D.C. in the United States. I am a mother of 4 and a grandmother of 16.
Now, let's just pause there for a second. She's a grandmother of 16.
Yeah.
Look, and how old are you? Do you mind telling us?
No, I don't mind. I just celebrated my 70th birthday.
She's 70.
Yes.
Look at, like, you're so gorgeous. Oh my God, like, she's so cute.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And 5 great-grands. So, yes. And so I left them all to come to Ghana.
Wow.
I've been here a little over a year now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you built this within the year?
It took a year to build it. So I was not here when they first started building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk a bit about your journey. Let's talk a bit about moving to Ghana. What made you decide to come here?
Yeah, mine is a spiritual journey.
Okay.
Okay, so when I was living in the States, I heard that they were giving away free land.
Okay.
Right, for 2019, the year of return. And so the president of Ghana was saying that, you know, come back home. And I had my DNA test done, and it did show Ghana along with some other countries in the West Coast, because they can't really pinpoint, you know, because of the slave trade and all that. So I decided, free land, I'm going to get it. So I did that sight unseen, even without coming here. I went on the website. It was Sankofa repatriation website. And so Sister Ya was the one who helped me to get the land even before I came. So I got this land, and then I heard that some people were coming to Ghana on a tour with God Box Tours, and they were all Hebrew Israelites, right? And so that's my culture. And so I said, oh, I think I want to go. And so I was going to go by myself. And then my daughters were like, you can't go by yourself. And all. But anyway, ended up 2 other people from Raleigh, that's where I was living at the time. They were coming too, and I knew them. So we all came over here. And when we came, when I got off the plane and I came outside, and they were dancing and saying, Akwaba, welcome home. I just knew, it was like, oh my goodness, this is home for real,
That's amazing.
And so after we went on the tour, and we, you know, each day, I just began to feel more and more of the stress of the West leaving me. Okay. And I was just feeling more and more grounded, like, wow, this is nice. So by the time I think our tour was 14, 15 days. By the time it was over, I had already talked to people about building the house, and I just knew that I was going to come back to live.
So tell me a bit about this land, this free land. Was it actually free? Tell me a bit about that acquisition process, that journey.
So the land itself is gifted to you.
Okay.
But you do have to pay an administration fee for the indentures and the demarcating of the land and things like that. So at the time when I got it, it was $700 US. For the administrative fee. I think now it's more like $1,200, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's more like $1,200 now. And so, you know, to me, to own land in the motherland was like, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. So when I came, it was, I don't think there were any houses.
Wow.
Except for Steve Coakley. Steve Coakley, have y'all met him yet?
No.
Okay, he has the think tank over there.
Oh, right.
And he was I think he was like the only one or two, might have been one other house when I came in 2021. Just bush everywhere. And so I didn't know exactly where my plot was, but I knew it was somewhere around in here. And so it was great when we came to the land, and you know, they talked to us and they told us a little bit about the history. I don't know if you know about the oral tradition.
No, I would love to.
Asebu.
I would love to hear that. We can sit down.
Yeah, sure,
and
we'll
you can
sit
tell
for
us
a bit.
a quick story.
All right, so when we came, the tour guide gave us, he said that the oral tradition of Asebu was that during the time when the Israelites were crossing the Red Sea and
Okay.
it opened up, right? That there were some people who did not go at the very end,
Okay.
and they were left, and so the leader, the general who had commanded his army to go behind to try to destroy them, going through the Red Sea.
Okay.
He didn't go in, but he sent his people. And then when the waters crashed down, it says he became a believer. He was like, oh my goodness, your God is the God, right? So
Okay.
he told the ones who were remaining, I will take you to safety.
Okay.
And so he became their God, and eventually, I mean, not their God, but their guard, G-U-A-R-D.
Okay.
And then eventually their king. They
Okay.
made him their king, and they, over time, migrated all the way here.
Wow.
And his name was Asebu.
Oh,
And
wow.
so they ended up here, and they named it after him. This area, this whole area was called Asebu after this king Asebu.
Very interesting.
That, and so when he was telling me that, so he was saying, so the very land you're standing on, your ancestors lived and farmed and prospered on this land. So that just was like,
That was
wow,
it for you. Yeah.
wow. You know, what are the odds, right, of that
Yeah.
happening? So then when of course, I'm gonna Google this and see. And I did, and the story is right out there, the oral tradition.
Right. Wow.
That's what happened. And so so then I met some other people just randomly, and I said I live in Asebu, and said, oh, have you heard the tradition? You know that it's King Asebu, and da-da-da-da. And I was like, wow, this is really cool.
Okay.
So that's how I...
That makes you also feel connected to your roots in
I
some way.
really do, yeah.
It's very
So
interesting.
that could be part of the grounding that I feel,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me
So-
what it's like for you living here, feeling, this connection that you might not have had before. Tell me what that emotion is like for you.
Yeah, sometimes it's so emotional that I get, teary-eyed. Because when you live in the West, when you come from slavery, like we have, and, so you can, at this time in life, you prosper, some of us are prospering or doing well, in the country, but you'll never feel connected.
Right.
Because your history is that you weren't accepted, you weren't wanted, and it was only 1970s that you even had rights to do certain things. And there's still a lot of that systemic racism in parts of the U.S. I mean, not everybody hates, or treats you that way, but you feel it all the time. For my grandsons, when they go somewhere, you just have that in the back of your mind, is a policeman going to shoot them? Is somebody going to shoot them and say, I was afraid? Or so that tension and pressure is always there. But when you come here, everybody looks
gone.
like you.
Yeah.
You don't have to be afraid of the police. They might want to give some money from you, right? They may want to get some, but other than that, you can talk to them and they'll say, are you okay? How are you doing? We didn't have that kind of I'd say nobody did, but it was rare. So this whole welcoming community, I look around, I see people that look just like me. When we go inside, I'll show you a picture of my dad. He looks just like he belongs here, like he just stepped right off out of the village. And so I just feel like I'm home.
Yeah.
I really do.
That
It's
must
a
feel
really deep feeling. Yeah,
must
for
feel
me.
really beautiful, especially coming from where you're coming from.
Yeah,
I'm happy
yeah.
for you that you have that.
Thank
That's
you.
great. So Karen, you're going to walk us through your home. How many
Yes.
bedrooms is this?
It's 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms.
Okay.
I have an outdoor half bath out there
Wow.
for, when people are outside and they don't have to come in. Actually, I plan for this to be an Airbnb.
Okay.
At some point, I'm, thinking of building a small home and someplace else, and then I'm just going to have this as an Airbnb. But right now, it's home for me, so.
Okay.
Welcome,
Thank
Akwaba.
you.
So come on in, and I'll have to tell you first the story of the pictures of me.
Cozy.
This is the hall, they call it. We used to be called living room, where I
area.
come from. Yeah. And I want to just say these 2 pictures were gifts for me from my birthday party. So it's not like I'm going around having pictures done of me and posted all throughout the house, but Those
Okay,
are
we see
gifts.
it. Happy birthday, Miss.
Yes,
Yeah, we see
yes,
that.
these
And
are-
over here too as well, so
Yes.
you're good.
So here's pictures of my family here. All my
Grandkids, all 16
yes,
of them.
these are a bunch of the grandkids. This one is like 2020, so that's really a long time ago. But those are a bunch of my grandchildren. This picture here is of my family. They gave me a going away party before I came. So these are my two older brothers.
Okay.
And these are my sisters, and that's my mom.
Wow.
Yeah.
I want to ask how old she is.
My
because-
mom's going to be 90 next
Wow.
July. Yep.
Blessed.
So, yes, and she is doing very, very well.
That's
She's doing
great.
very well. And then here's my dining area,
Okay.
and you can see I love color.
Yeah,
Yes, and
it's
I
pop-up,
love
yeah.
all the different prints and everything. So I try to bring it all into the house.
This looks like my print. Just
Oh,
in
it
different
really
colors.
does.
Yes.
Yes, it does.
It's the same, just different shades.
Yep, that's so true. And then, like I said, over here is my office / I'm just getting it ready, but
Okay.
this will be the
Yeah,
office that we'll
comfy
be using
space.
for our business.
Okay.
And I brought my dogs with me from the States.
Oh, that's so cute. Do you have any actual dogs?
No,
Just these.
too many grandchildren to have something else that needed to eat, right, and had to be taken care of. So I got them
The
these
cute
yeah,
little ones.
because they were always saying, "Oh, Gigi, why don't you get a dog?" They call me Gigi. Why don't you get a dog? So I got
You
them.
got them these stuff.
Yes.
But you've taken it away from them.
I
And
know.
they're
They
here
said
with
it was
you.
okay.
Okay.
They said it was okay. So I told them, I said, I'm bringing them home, so when you come,
You can
they'll be
have
waiting
them.
for you.
Okay. Okay. It's cute.
And then here's my kitchen.
Oh, look at the pantry. It's so well stocked.
Yes, that's one thing about me. I'm like a kind of prepper kind of person. So you see, I have all my food that lasts for 35 years and all that kind of stuff. But it's a pretty big pantry.
Yeah.
I was really pleased with enough to even have a broken TV in here, right?
So much
Yeah.
space.
Yes,
It's
that's
such a
really
good
nice.
size. I can't believe the price of this unit for all this space that you have. Wow.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
amazing.
I'm sure it'll be a lot more now
Expensive
because
now.
because concrete and all that
Everything
stuff
has
has
gone
gone up so much. But yeah, at the time that I did it, it was pretty.
This was
reasonable.
2021?
Yes, when I started, 2021.
Okay.
Yep.
I like your backsplash.
Thank you.
Yeah. So do you have who built this for you? Was it
It was Michael, the traveling Israelite.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I've seen him after this.
Yeah, Shalom Construction Company.
Right,
Yes,
okay.
yes, he's the one who built it.
Interesting.
And so this is the side door, and this is the laundry.
Okay.
So we have a little laundry room there. And
This door takes us outside.
yes, yes. And so down here, this is my room. If you want to tour my room last, we could do that maybe. These are my two grandsons' rooms, and I'm not going to dare open those doors. So this is just kind of like, so you would be able to enter, like if you're renting, you can
Right.
come into, with the own door,
Okay.
and then this just kind of closes off to the living room, And so then I'm going to eventually, I brought my massage chair, but it burnt out. The motor is not working, because the difference in the voltage, and somebody plugged
Blew
it
it.
up. Yeah. But I am determined
To fix it.
that I'm going to find somebody who's going to be able to fix this for me. If y'all know anybody, let me know.
I like this. This is
Yeah.
pretty.
Actually, that's a gift for somebody else, but it fits right here for now really well. So, and then this is the one room I can show you because
Okay.
there's nobody in here. So this is like, the Airbnb room. So
Right.
that I've been renting out. The only
Okay.
one right now. Uh-oh, sorry, that door doesn't
Sorry.
stay open. And so I think I'm just the only thing I need to add is like a little refrigerator in here, I think. Would be nice for people to
For
have.
people, yeah. Feels like a complete hotel room. Vibe.
And then here's the
Washroom.
washroom, complete with shower and everything. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Lovely.
And all the rooms are pretty much the same. My room is actually not quite this big, but
Okay.
wait till you see my closet though. And you know the important things,
That's
right?
the important space.
So I'll show you guys my room now. And I have had furniture built. That furniture you saw, I had it built by a local Ghanaian. And my sofa too. He built the sofa as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's really good. I've done everybody's room but mine. So just know that I have not yet. I don't know if you can get
wow,
a
look
light
at that.
bright enough.
Oh,
Let's
the
see.
fabric.
I know, isn't that beautiful? That was a gift, a surprise for me from
Are they all connected or are
my
they
friends.
individual pieces? Are they all individual pieces?
They're all separate pieces.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I wanted to have something, I wanted like a headboard kind of thing, but
Yeah.
but I love it. I love it.
Pretty.
So, yeah, so eventually I'll get, you know, my bed and more, but this is
Very unique.
yeah,
Very different.
yeah, I love it.
Okay,
And so, and here's my closet.
Ooh.
Oh, this is the
Wow.
fun part. Yeah.
It's almost the same size as your room.
I know, right, right.
Okay.
That's really
your
nice.
stuff. Right,
Yeah.
right. Nice.
Yeah.
Desk here.
And I don't. Do you want to go further?
If you're comfortable.
I'm comfortable.
Okay.
This is the shower. I was going to have a tub and shower in here, but then I decided not to because as you get older, you know, sometimes it's harder for people to get out of the tub. So I said, no, I don't think I want to have that experience, right? So I ended up with just two showers.
I like the glass, the shower glass.
Yeah,
It's very solid.
it is very nice. And then here's my
WC.
bathroom
It's a
over
spacious
here.
bathroom.
And then it just leads right back into the room.
Okay.
See?
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So.
Okay. So your fan blinds.
Yeah, those you know temporary blinds I brought with me until I can decide what I'm going to put up there.
Okay.
Yeah.
How long have you been living here for?
A year.
Okay.
I say not quite a year in this house. Maybe more like May, June, July, August. 9 months.
9 months.
Yeah. So that's that.
That's that.
And
Interesting.
so, do you want to
And
see
then-
outside, or
Yes,
you want
let's look outside.
to? All right.
All right.
Okay. Remember, I told you about the gate.
Yeah, that's
going to be
fine.
out here on the floor. But I wanted you to see the. I always look for lizards first. See, there's one right there.
Right on the gate. So what's this?
That's a shed for storage.
Okay.
And for my my pump to pump into the house and the
Okay.
poly tank. That is a solar water heater.
Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
so it didn't work quite to my satisfaction for showers.
Okay.
Like mine would get warm, but the rest of the house were cold. So I ended up even just getting the normal water
Okay.
heater. But it does work for like in my kitchen. Sometimes the water gets really warm from that. Yeah.
Okay. That's your backup water supply.
Yes.
And then
yes.
you've got some plants here.
Yes, I'm trying. I'm not having so much success because I wanted to have a garden out here, but
Right.
I think I shared those areas waterlogged, so it would not have grown well. So I just ended up concreting the whole thing and
Okay. Hence,
trying my hand at bags.
Hubby's a plant guy. He can give you. He has
Oh, can give me
lots
some-
lots and lots of
Oh,
millions
really?
of plants.
Oh, okay.
But what's in here? Is that your gas?
Yes, that's for the
Okay.
propane. That's the
Okay.
propane tank is
Okay.
secure in there.
All right.
Yeah. And we can go upstairs.
Upstairs.
My little lights keep falling down. You know how we have ideas that we're going to do something and it doesn't always work out. But
do they light up at night?
yes,
Okay.
there's solar.
Oh, cool.
So this is the little upstairs area. I'm waiting to I'm finding the heavy wrought iron,
Okay.
like table and chairs that won't blow away.
Okay.
So that's why I really haven't done much up here because I haven't been able to find it yet. Either that or I'm gonna have to chain everything down or
Down so it
something.
doesn't blow away.
Yeah. So this is my spot to come and just
Relax.
bask in the glory, yes. I was like, I'm in Ghana.
You've got all these plants, all this greenery.
Yeah.
That's
So someone was going to build on this land. Originally, it was supposed to just be a park.
Okay.
Then they sold it, or didn't sell it, but they gifted it for a price. But the person, once they had their engineer come and look. He said it's just too much water.
Waterlogged. Okay.
So he decided not to do it because once all the water comes that way, then it just eventually runs in there.
Sits there.
Behind there somewhere is the stream that leads to further out that way.
Okay. What's on top of this?
This is just the roof.
Okay.
Yeah, you know how the flat roof?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and my solar panels. You can see my solar panels over there.
Oh, okay.
And the roof.
Yeah, off grid.
No,
Are you off grid?
I use the electricity
Okay.
now, and my solar is my backup. Now, my
Okay.
plan was to use the solar, but I'd have to like triple my panels
Right.
and also triple my batteries and all that. So once they said electricity was available, I was like, let's start there.
Okay.
And then I'll build up to.
On that.
So it's fine for backup.
Okay.
Yeah, when the electricity goes out, because it's usually out, a few hours at the most.
Okay.
And it'll last through that time.
Okay.
And then I also have a generator.
All right.
Yeah, a gas generator because I don't want to be without my air.
Okay.
Okay, so I was just saying about this land on this side or this space.
Okay.
My grandsons both are skateboarders.
Okay.
So this is where they come and skate.
Skate.
You know, so they
So
you know
much
trying
space.
to convince me to put a ramp in here and you know and bars and all that. So we talked about it, but I don't know if we'll do that or not.
Okay. Okay.
But
If you didn't have so much water in your soil, you could have had more greenery.
yes,
around,
yes,
yeah.
that was the plan. That was the plan.
How many plots of land is this?
This
on?
is one.
One.
I think 70 by 100, I believe it
Okay.
is. Yeah.
And then this is your.
This is another shed
Okay.
that in here is the borehole pump,
Okay.
you know, to pump the water into the house. So sort of, we call it a well in the States, right? But a borehole.
Okay.
And then also the generator is housed in here. Let me look first. It's kind of junky in there.
And that's your bin. Okay. So,
Yeah.
Karen, how much did you spend on this home? Talk me a bit through the cost for the project, for the house.
Okay, so the first cost for the project was 60,000
Okay.
US, US, and then over time we realized that wasn't enough, so it ended up being maybe 70, a little bit over 70.
Wow.
To build it.
For a 4-bedroom house. That's
Yes.
very interesting.
Yes.
Okay.
So it was reasonable. I did some upgrades too, so that added to the cost.
Okay.
So it, you know, eventually it would be even more than that because of my upgrades, but I don't add that when I think about just the basics.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But this was in 2021.
Yes.
So prices
Have gone up.
Way up.
Some prices have almost doubled. I mean, cement is really, really expensive
Yeah.
now, and sand and everything has gone up so much. So I don't know what the cost would be for a house like this, but I think it probably would be more like around 100,000.
Okay.
That's my guess.
Okay.
For a house like this. But, you know, maybe 90.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's talk through just a few more questions and then
Okay, sure.
we will get out of your hair.
Oh, I'm enjoying it so much.
Okay. So let's talk about the challenges that you've had, you know, switching. Actually, first let's talk about your moving journey. Let's talk about the actual process, what the
Okay.
relocation process was like for you, if you can talk me through that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so fortunately for me, I didn't have to try to sell my home or anything like that because one of my daughters and her family moved into
Okay.
my home. So that made it easier for me, and I was able to leave a lot of stuff, my
Okay.
furniture that I was thinking I was going to have to either sell or give away if I sold the home. So it worked out that I didn't have to do that. And so I did still bring a lot of stuff with me. I found a guy in North Carolina, Innocent Company. His name is Innocent, and he came and helped me to transport most of the things that I needed. I think I had ended up with like 12 big
Barrels.
bins full of stuff. You know, I didn't bring a whole lot of furniture. I brought my massage chair. That was pretty much the main. I was like, I'm going to have my massage chair and my exercise machine. But other than that, I left everything else big. I wanted to bring my truck. I had a SUV, a Mercedes SUV, but it was so old. It was, 2006. So, but it was working great. It was
Okay.
no issues. I loved it. But when I found out how much I was going to have to pay for it in the, I guess what, like e-levy tax or tariff or whatever it was going to be
Shipping
more
tax.
than what I originally paid
Paid for
for
it.
the car.
Wow.
So I was like, well, that's not coming. So I ended up having just, a few things that, that I brought with me. And that process was not hard for me.
Okay.
Except it took a long time for my stuff to arrive. And then when it did arrive, some things were damaged. Just a couple of things. My move, was not bad at all. And then Mikiel and Kezia were gracious enough to let Xavier, my grandson, and I stay with them for a few months while the house was being built. And then we left in October, late October, to go back to the States for 4 weeks. And when we came back into the house.
This house. Okay.
And I've been here since. Had some challenges, especially like with the water, being waterlogged. I had to end up getting extra pumps to pump the water. So just challenges, but, things you learn as you go. We didn't know until we got here.
So are you making any steps towards becoming an actual citizen of the country?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I am.
Tell me a bit about that journey.
Okay, so I got my residency when I first got here. So you can get your residency for 1 year.
Okay.
Now, so let me just throw this in. This is my little complaint. So you say, come back home. This is your home. Come back home. But then when you come back home, you can't get your citizenship. So am I really back home? Am I, So that's just my little thing. I throw that in. I don't like that. You have to wait 10 years to become a citizen. And it's like, how can it be when you're telling me I'm home now? So I think they need to work on that. Some people have gotten it as the president has granted some, like hundreds of people. I just haven't been on that list yet, so I'm trying to get on that list. So, but yeah, so you get your residency for a year. And then you go back after a year and you can get it for another amount of time or whatever. I have it for 5 years now.
Okay.
And so then after that, then I have to do another 5 years. But I'm hopeful
By then.
that by before this 5 years is up, that they will say, you belong here, you're a citizen, It's natural. So I could be a dual citizen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Tell me a bit about the challenges, especially with the cultural shock, moving from where you came from over here. Tell me a bit about handling that.
So when I grew up in D.C., we grew up poor, right? So it reminds me of just the way the community was together. When you see all the people together and in the community, we helped each other. If somebody didn't have dinner, they could go to Miss Jones' house or whatever. So we lived in a close-knit community. So that part kind of takes me back to my childhood. And when I thought about it, when we were small, we didn't think about being poor. We were living. And we were having fun, and when you're a kid, you don't think about those things always. So that kind of made it a little bit easier for me when I see the people and they look like they're really struggling or whatever. It just reminds me of how we struggled and we made it. Because there were times when we didn't have electricity, times when we, didn't have, the house was cold and things like that. So I grew up that way. So that part made me feel more at home. I didn't feel like, oh, that's just so, like over the top, up, like concerned. Oh, look how terrible it is, how bad it is. It's like, no, it's just life. Some people, have to go through harder times than other people. It's just the way life is. So, but some of the cultural things was, just being stopped at the police barrier, and having to maybe pay to get through. That was a bit of a shock. And so in the States, they can't do that. That's just not something that they can do. I'm sure there are times when they have done it, but it's not as open as it is here. So that was kind of hard for me. So, first thing, we come over here with our I like to call it black privilege, you know, where we, you know, coming from the States where things were very different and we could speak up, we could, you know, like, how you going to charge him? How you going to tell, you know? So I quickly learned that that's not the right way to do that. So now, you know, now it's just, I know the guys, you know, the officers, they're very kind and friendly. And so I just see them and I'm like, hey, you know, every now and then I might just say, hey, how are you? And just so that part was the most. I think the rest of it, one of the things that I didn't like that was kind of hurtful, I could say, is that when you go to a place like at the market, Kodak Harbor, or a different market, and you walk in, and as long as I'm not talking, you know, then
Everything is fair.
the local person is talking, then they get one price. But as soon as I open my mouth and they know that, oh, she's from America or she's from the West, the price doubles. You know, that feels kind of bad. You know, because it's like, come on, guys, you know. But I understand, you know, they're thinking that we have money and we have all
Or your
this.
currency is more powerful in some sense.
Yeah. So I understand it, but I just, you know, wish they didn't do that. That they, you know, I had a situation with when I was at the immigration office, and the lady was, you know, I don't. When I look back on it now, I don't think she really intended to come across so rough, but it's just a difference in the way you guys speak too. You speak a lot with your hands, and you're very blunt. And so in the States, we dance around everything and we sugarcoat. And, well, you know, we don't do it that way as much. And she made a comment about, well, why do you want to be here in Ghana anyway, or something like that. But, you know, maybe not meaning it in a derogatory way, but that's how I felt. I felt offended. You know, I was like, why wouldn't I want to be here? You know,
she lives here.
Right.
It's different for her. Yeah.
Right. I said, why wouldn't I want to be here? You know, this is where my people came from. I said, for all you know, I could be your auntie. You know, you don't even know that, right? So she would say, well, yeah, I guess so. And so then that kind of lightened it up a little bit. But yeah, so sometimes I think people look at people coming from the West as, you know, what do you want here? You know, it's like we want to come and take, but it's not. We really want to come and give, you know. So
I think maybe it's more from our end of like, you leave something so developed and then come here. I mean, especially if you're here and you're struggling, it's hard to understand why you do it.
Yeah. We do it because we want to have a sense of belonging. You know, you guys here in your land, I mean, you were colonized, but you were still grounded, and you have your traditions. You know, we have none of that. We don't have that. We have what we've made in America, traditions, but we don't have our roots beyond slavery.
Yeah,
I
can understand that.
So it's like, where are you from? And people would ask me that on the job, you know, and so I'm talking to, you know, some other people, and it's where are you from? Oh, my people are from Ireland, or my people are from Scotland. You know, oh, Karen, where are you from?
Because you asked me where I'm from and I gave you an answer immediately.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you had asked me where am I from, what could I say? America? Yeah, but where are your people from? Africa? You know, so that it's almost, I think to me, it reminds me of like if someone was adopted.
Okay.
And they know they are adopted, but they never get to know
where they're from.
You know, because you see how people always, when they find out they've been adopted, the first thing they want to do is find out, well, who are my real people? So it's sort of like that.
Yeah.
So, you know, so when you come here and you feel it, it's like, I belong.
Okay.
I belong. I have something, some sense of being. Yeah, that's what it feels like for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me what advice you'd have for anybody trying to move here, anybody trying to relocate, come back to Ghana.
Oh, man, just prepare, you know, just prepare. Don't think you can just pick, well, some people have done it though. They just pick up and come and they make it work. Okay. But I would say, you know, plan it out. If you can, visit first to see if this is really where you want to be. Okay. But if you can't and you just are thinking that you just want to come and get out of, you know, where you are, make sure that you realize that it's a different culture. Try not to bring your American culture or your European culture here because it won't work. Okay. It won't work here. You know, it's very different with the way that things are done here. And, you know, the other thing I would say to people is be patient. Now, they used to say that to me all the time. Mommy, exercise patience, exercise patience, because I'm so used to in the States, we didn't have to wait a long time to get the work done. You know, and if we did, we could say, I don't want to work for you, and then, you know, you have 15 more people that you could work for. But things that here, things take time. And when you say, I'm coming, that doesn't mean that you're coming now. In the States, if I say I'm coming, then people expect to see me in 30 minutes to an hour.
Okay.
But here, it could mean the next
Days.
day. It could mean the actual next day. Mommy, I'm coming, I'm coming. So I'm thinking that they're on the way. But I'm coming just means I will come at some point in time.
Okay.
So that's a difference in the culture that people have to get used to. But I say come, please come and experience it. It's wonderful, it's wonderful to me.
Okay. So since you've settled here, you're doing a lot of things for yourself. You
Yes.
started your own community and all of that. Tell us a bit about that journey.
Yes, so that was a surprise because I thought when I came here I was just gonna, you know, take it easy and maybe just work with some kids or something. But Emmanuel, the guy who painted my house,
Okay.
he also has his own company, and so he came to me and asked me if I wanted to go in partnership to build a community.
Okay.
And to, you know, to get into building houses and stuff. And so, you know, I was like, I'm not sure about that. But the more I thought about it and prayed about it, I felt like that might be a good thing to do. And so then he said, well, what would be the target audience? And so immediately I said, Hebrew Israelites, you know, because I know a lot are coming, and to be able to be in a community together, because we have like values and things that we share together. And so we also have, you know, the broader community for everybody, but we have a small place, you know, that's for Hebrew Israelites who wanted to come and be together. So that's what we did. We started first with the Hebrew Heritage community, and we're pretty much all sold out of those plots.
Okay.
And now we have like, you know, 50-something more plots that we are going to open up to all
Everybody
diaspora.
else.
Yes.
How big was it in total? How big was the community? Like everything?
Right now, it's about 90-something plots we had all together, but we still have access to more land in that area.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what's your documentation like?
Okay, so for our fee to purchase the land, we include the indenture, the site plan, the demarcating, the clearing of the land, and then the indentures take, I think, maybe a couple of months.
Okay.
You know, and so we have our first group of people have gotten their indentures, and our second group we just received them for them to sign and give them back. So we're working really well. We have an attorney. We're trying to do this thing right because we've heard so many horror stories.
Yeah.
Horror stories, and
Land
so we're
here
doing
is very
things
tricky.
that The other thing that we did was we put in a transformer and electricity.
Okay.
Because a lot of people, you know, they sell the land, but people have to do solar or whatever, a generator. So we did that. We made those investments in the roads and cleared the roads and made them smooth so people don't have issues with that. Because those are important things, I think, for people coming from the West. That's what we're used to. And so we made the investment to do that.
Okay.
So.
Okay. All right. So what are your plot prices? Average?
Right now, around 2,000.
Okay.
But that includes, again, all of those things.
Little things. Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. All right.
Yeah.
So I'll have your information down in the description if anybody's interested.
Okay, good.
All
Good.
right.
So the company is called Africa Ba,
Okay.
which means Child of
Child
Africa.
of Africa.
Yes.
Okay. So anything you'd like to share that I might have left out? Anything about your journey, the experience?
I don't think so. The only thing I want to do is a shout out to my grandchildren.
Oh, that's so cute. Okay.
To JJ, Zoe, Alexis, Trey, all those that are still there.
Okay.
Just those guys and all my great grandchildren and all. I miss them. I miss them so much.
Aw,
Yes,
so
that's
sweet.
it.
All right. Thank you so much, Karen. Thank you for having
you're
us in your
welcome.
space. It's been great talking to you. All right.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Aquaba.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
I really hope that you enjoyed this conversation as much as I did. If you did, don't forget to share with your friends and family that may find it entertaining, informative, or helpful. Hopefully I see you in my next video. Have a beautiful day, a beautiful week, and an amazing life. Bye.